The rain in Seattle didn't just fall, it felt like a heavy, suffocating curtain of gray that had been drawn over the entire Pacific Northwest. For Elena Vance, the drive home from the city center was usually a time to decompress, a 20-minute window to transition from executive vice president back to wife. But tonight, the transition felt jagged. The heater in her SUV was blasting, but a persistent chill seemed to have settled deep into her marrow, a cold that no amount of forced air could touch. She smoothed out the fabric of her silk dress, an emerald green piece that cost more than her first car. Julian Vane, her boss and the CEO of Vane Corp, had been particularly charming at dinner, toasted to her bright future with a 1945 vintage that felt like drinking liquid velvet. She pulled her vehicle into the driveway of their home in the quiet, upscale suburb of Silver Falls. The headlights swept across the manicured lawn and the charcoal gray siding of the house they had bought just 3 years ago. It was their sanctuary, the place where Marcus, an architect with a penchant for mid-century modern design, had poured his soul into every renovation. But as the engine cut out, a heavy silence rushed in to fill the space. The porch light was dark. This was the first red flag. Marcus was a man of ritual, and leaving the light on for Elena was a sacred tenet of their marriage. As she stepped out of the car, the rain immediately began to ruin her hair. But she didn't care. She looked down at the concrete porch. The welcome mat, a custom piece with a drawing of their dog that had passed away a year ago, was gone. In its place was nothing but a clean, wet rectangle of concrete. Her hand trembled as she reached for her keys. Before we go deeper into this story, take a second and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, and let us know where you're watching from. I'm curious to know how far these stories travel here on Family Secrets and Revenge. Elena slotted the key into the deadbolt. Usually it required a slight jiggle, a quirk of the house she had grown to find endearing. Tonight, it turned with a smooth, oiled precision that felt alien. She pushed the door open, bracing herself for the familiar scent of home, the lingering aroma of Marcus's morning espresso, and the vanilla sandalwood candles she kept on the mantel. Instead, she was hit by the sterile, biting scent of industrial-grade bleach and fresh floor wax. It was the smell of a hospital or a brand-new hotel room. She reached for the light switch. The foyer flooded with a bright, clinical light. Her breath hitched. The mahogany console table, the one that held their mail, Marcus's vintage brass key bowl, and a framed photo of their wedding day in Santorini, was gone. She walked further into the house, her heels clicking against the hardwood with a sound that felt like a hammer hitting an anvil.